I've been to Epic Universe quite a few times. It's quickly become one of my favorite parks in Orlando. But I'll tell you right now, if you don't have early park admission, you're starting the day at a disadvantage. But that doesn't mean you can't win. Today, I'm sharing my personal strategy for touring Epic Universe without early entry. And if you stick around to the end, I'll share a few bonus tips that will help you avoid downtime, weather delays, and one sneaky attraction that most people don't even know exists. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Here's my 7-step plan for touring Epic Universe. Number 1. I always begin my day at the gates of Celestial Park, arriving about 40 minutes prior to park opening. This allows me time to park the car, walk to the gate, and clear security without long waits. Universal will allow you into Celestial Park even before the park officially opens. This is the hub of Epic Universe, so take some time to walk through it and take it all in. Oh, and don't skip the fountain show. Most guests breeze right by it, but they're beautiful and time to music. And be sure to come back at night and watch them with Helios Grand in the background. You'll get some great photos and video here. Now, when the park opens, most guests make the same mistake. They rush towards Super Nintendo World or the Harry Potter Ministry Ride. Don't do that. Hotel guests with early park admission flood these lands before you're even allowed in. And by the time you get there, those rides will already have wait times well over 150 minutes. Ministry will more likely have a 180-minute wait when the park officially opens. So instead of getting frustrated, I do something else. I go to Stardust Racers. This is Epic Universe's flagship coaster, a high-speed, dual-launch ride that soars above Celestial Park. If you're here at Rope Drop, you can usually ride it with only a 10 to 20-minute wait, and trust me, it's well worth it. I always try to ride this twice, once in the morning and then again at night when the park and lights are glowing. It's a completely different experience. But heads up, after sunset, the entire park seems to migrate here. The line can spike dramatically, and they will close the queue early if the line gets too long. So lock this one in early. And if you're new here, subscribe to my channel. I provide Orlando theme park tips so you can have more fun. Number 2. After Stardust, I immediately head to Isle of Berk, home to the How to Train Your Dragon attractions. This land is designed with families in mind, but don't let that fool you. There are some thrilling attractions here, and the entire space feels vibrant and energetic. Now, if meeting Toothless is high on your priority list, head there first when you enter Berk. This meet and greet is seriously impressive. Toothless is fully animated and interactive, but the wait gets so long so fast. I've seen it hit 55 minutes as soon as the park opens. So if this is a must-do for you or your kids, knock it out early before you start riding. Next stop, Hiccup's Wing Gliders. This is a fast-moving family coaster and a favorite among both kids and adults. It's also incredibly popular, so I try to hit it before the midday rush. Wait times hover around 60 to 70 minutes in the morning. If you're up for some chaotic fun, Dragon Racer Rally is a wild ride that lets you control your own spinning dragon. It's great for families and surprisingly intense if you max out the controls. The line here is usually shorter than Wing Gliders, and it's a solid second or third stop. If I'm up for getting soaked, I'll jump on Fire Drill next. It's a playful, interactive boat battle where you basically spray water at everyone and everything. The line will be under 30 minutes most of the morning, so it's a great pick right now. Just keep in mind that you'll be very wet for a while. Ponchos can help, but even your shoes will get soaked. And then there's the Untrainable Dragon Show, a solid mix of animatronics, puppetry, and live performances. Personally, I save this one for later in the afternoon when the heat sets in and I need an air conditioning break. But if you're already in the area and you don't plan to return, catch the next showtime when you can. Number 3. By early afternoon, it's time to shift into something darker, literally. Dark Universe is the moody, monster-filled land of Epic Universe, and it's one of the most atmospheric parts of the park. This is my favorite portal in Epic Universe. I like to hit Curse of the Werewolf first. It's a family-friendly coaster, so the line builds quickly once it gets finished Nintendo World and begin to head in this direction. It's short and punchy, and the barn has a fun surprise, so keep your eyes peeled as you pass through. But the main event here is Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment. This is my favorite dark ride in the entire park. Massive sets, brilliant effects, and an absolutely wild story. I would say this is the second flagship attraction in the park after Battle at the Ministry. And surprisingly, the wait times are usually very manageable, 10 to 35 minutes throughout most of the day. By now you'll be thinking about lunch. I always recommend Das Steakhouse. It's themed like a vampire steakhouse and one of the best dining experiences I've ever had at any theme park. The theming is top-notch and the food is just as impressive. Be sure to walk around the dining room. There are exhibits and story elements tucked into every corner. If Das Steakhouse is too full or too intense, Burning Blade Tavern is another solid pick. It's more of a bar, but they serve light bites and have an amazing vibe. And if you'd rather keep it light and breezy, Pizza Moon over in Celestial Park is just a short walk away. You might hop on the Constellation Carousel, which honestly is more stunning at night, but still charming in the daylight. There is rarely a long line here, but it's something to do if you need a break from waiting in long lines. Number 4. After lunch, I head to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter: Ministry of Magic. Now, here's where the touring strategy really shines. By mid-afternoon, the early park admission crowd has moved on, and this part of the park becomes slightly more manageable. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, the lines here are still long. But compared to the 3-hour waits earlier in the day, you'll be saving a huge chunk of time by arriving now. The main draw is Battle at the Ministry. It's the park's flagship dark ride, epic in scale, loaded with effects, and full of jaw-dropping visuals. And while the wait might still be 135 minutes, this strategy means you're not burning your morning here like everyone else did. So that's a win. But here's the thing, this ride goes down a lot. It's a technical marvel, but not always a reliable one. I've seen it close multiple times a day. Even if the app says it's gone down for good, don't give up. Keep checking. I've seen it come back online with zero warning. You just have to stay flexible. While you're in this portal, take some time to enjoy the world around you. Harry Potter: Ministry of Magic is loaded with incredible detail. If you have an interactive wand, now's the time to use it. There are magical effects hidden all over the land. Just follow the crowds of Harry Potter fans waving sticks at windows. I usually skip Le Cirque Arcanist show. I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, so this show doesn't interest me. It's a great show if you love Harry Potter or if you need some air conditioning. Otherwise, skip it and continue on. Number 5. As the day winds down, I head to Super Nintendo World. This land is beautiful in the late afternoon light, and even better at dusk. It feels like you've stepped straight into a video game. And here's the good news. By now, the early rush has passed, and wait times start to dip. First up, Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. This ride looks incredible, and the queue is one of the best in the park, especially if you're a longtime Nintendo fan. That said, the ride itself, well, slightly overrated. Honestly, I think walking through the queue might actually be the best part. Wait time should be around 100 minutes by now. After that, I always go to Minecart Madness, the Donkey Kong coaster. This one is worth the hype. It's fast, bouncy, and has some really clever effects. The wait here can still hover around 60 to 70 minutes, even in the evening, but it's often less than what you'd face earlier in the day. For something slower paced, don't skip Yoshi's Adventure. This gentle ride gives you an elevated view of the entire land. Even people who hate rides usually enjoy this one. Wait times are usually between 10 and 30 minutes now, compared to 70 minutes first thing in the morning. Now, let's talk about the hidden gem Shadow Showdown. Most guests don't even know this exists. After you complete 3 power-up band minigames, you unlock access to this interactive finale. You literally use your own shadow to battle villains on a massive screen. It's clever, fun, and strangely under the radar. if you've got kids or you just like cool tech, it's totally worth the time and the price of a power-up band. And dinner? Toadstool Cafe, no question. The theme is adorable, the food is adorable. I love what Universal did here. I mean, look at this Toadstool pizza bowl. And the toad animations in the windows are hilarious. Watch carefully, those animations go way beyond just looping characters waving at you. Stick around long enough and you might even catch something special. If Toadstool Cafe is just too cute for you, there's a French-style cafe in the Wizarding World. I'll be honest, I can't pronounce the name to save my life, but you'll know it when you see it. Worth a stop. The Oak and Barrel Barbecue Restaurant in Celestial Park is another solid choice. Number 6. The crowds thin out, the lights come on, and Epic Universe starts to glow in a way that's really hard to describe. This is when I go back and re-ride a favorite. Sometimes it's Stardust Racers, if I can beat the rush. Other times I'll wander through Dark Universe just to take it all in. If you're in Dark Universe at night, do not miss the Burning Blade Tavern. Every 15 minutes, the windmill outside erupts into flames. Actual fire. I don't know why it's so satisfying to watch a windmill burst into flames, but trust me, it is. For photos and video, I always head back to Celestial Park for the nighttime fountain show. I position myself so that Helios Grand is in the background. The view is spectacular, and the reflections off the water make it even better. Just keep in mind, even though the park closes at 9 p.m., some ride queues close earlier than that. They'll stop letting guests in if the line gets too long. So if you've got one or more rides in mind, don't wait too long to queue up. So let's do a recap of my touring strategy. Here's how my day usually plays out. Roughly by time, I'll post a link to my article where you can bookmark this recap and take it with you into the park. So around 10 a.m., Celestial Park for Stardust Racers, the carousel, and the fountains. 10:30, we're in Isle of Berk to do all the attractions there. We may or may not do the theater show. That might happen later in the day. We'll be flexible on that. At 12:30, we're at Dark Universe and doing all the attractions over there and trying for lunch at Das Steakhouse or Burning Blade Tavern. 2:30, we're at Wizarding World Battle at the Ministry, and that will take the majority of the afternoon. So around 5 p.m. we should be done with Wizarding World, and Super Nintendo World will be next for Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, and all the other attractions. Then after 8, it'll be walkthroughs, try to catch Burning Blade Tavern, Catch on Fire, and the Fountain Show, and one last re-ride if we can squeeze it in. Number 7. So just some final thoughts and a few bonus tips here. This plan is not meant to be a minute-by-minute itinerary for touring Epic Universe. There are way too many moving parts and something will likely hijack your day. It'll be a ride closure, thunderstorm, someone needs to rest for a while, etc. This is a general guide to point you in the right direction of your day. So to pull this off, you have to stay flexible. Afternoon thunderstorms? Yeah, they'll shut down 90% of the park in an instant. Just find cover, grab a snack, and wait it out. Most storms clear within an hour. And keep an eye on the app, especially for attractions like Battle at the Ministry. That ride is unreliable, but incredible if you can catch it when it's running. Don't give up just because it says closed on the app. Lastly, if Universal ever sends you a post-visit survey, tell them this: please keep Epic Universe open later. This park is stunning at night, and closing at 9 p.m. is a massive missed opportunity here. So there you have it, my complete battle-tested strategy for conquering Epic Universe without early park admission. I'll post a pinned comment with all the Epic Universe height requirements in case you're traveling with kids. If you have your own tips or if this strategy worked for you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear how your visit went. I hope you enjoy the adventure of Epic Universe. And now, here comes another one of my videos that YouTube thinks you'll really enjoy.